20. Super one.
Opening play, and Goff wants to pass it. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Down the right sideline. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 73 yards. And the Lions are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
Well, this has been a quick strike offense all season long, finding many different ways to manufacture big plays.
They had a big playoff preview today in the papers, and it was about who would set the tone. Well, they just set the tone right there. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 27.
Looking to put a drive together. Off the play fake, Shuck. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Just one catch for him last week in the wild card win, but getting involved early here and picks up the first.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
To throw is Shuck. Locates Kamara on the out route. That's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it second down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Here's Shuck out of the shotgun. Alvin Kamara wheeling it in on back-to-back plays. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 25-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Saints.
They'll send the tight end in motion. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. They'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
To throw now, Shuck. Complete to Olave on the out route. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Chris Olave, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Saints are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes it's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
4 down. Value 3. By 20. Hey, 5.
Here's Goff. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
But one of the things we talked about coming into this was we were never going to question the fight that he's going to have for all 4 quarters of a game. But ideally, you want him fighting for big plays and first downs early, not fighting just to get back to the line of scrimmage, as we saw right there.
Second and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he stopped immediately there. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
A gain of 1.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Here's 3rd and 9. Now it's gone. That one out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. They're throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies are trying to force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
Open man is tipped him. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he is going to have a Saints first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. From the 35, here's 2nd down and 2. Kamara up the middle. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That's a nice job there, foiling what all offenses try to do, which is control the defensive end in the running game. They want to get to the outside, and if he keeps himself free, stays on his feet, he can make a play just as he did there.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Operating from the gun, here's Shuck. He completes it to Olave. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. The 2nd-round pick leading this offense well. It'll be a first down.
1st and goal, New Orleans.
try to pound it in. Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Saints have taken the lead.
His kick is good.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Here's 2nd and 10.
We're good. Ric Flair. Super 1. 17. 17. 17.
Goff now to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he wisely will throw that one away.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Shuck. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Trey Palmer, 47 yards. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Value 1. 180.
Here's Goff. And yet again, Goff is intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. Still going inside the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Extra point forthcoming. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
37-yard line.
Jester, Jester, 120. George. Hey, 5. Cornell.
Back to throw. Goff. Open man right side is St. Brown. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 5. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 36.
Now gone. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. I've worked with you long enough now to know you like that decision. Go safe, pressure coming, hit your guy underneath.
It's an excellent decision, but he knew it came with consequences, and that's him getting hit on the play, but able to dump it to his running back and gain some yardage. I liked everything about it, especially his ability to stay in the pocket and execute.
And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 19. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Another Detroit Lions
Ric Flair.
1st down.
Now Goff. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Isaac to Slaw from 19 yards away. And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and that cuts the lead to 28-14. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. So a turnover there on the kickoff, and don't look now, but that just made things a little more interesting.
Very interesting, because when you're trailing in a game, these are mistakes that you pray for. You just went down and scored. Now you get the football right back with another great opportunity.
5. Merlin. Hey, kill. What's that?
Here's Goff. Now he's going to step up and run. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Hey, lift.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Now you snap. Louis. 76, tell him. 76.
Goff now looking to throw. Now a run here off the RP. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions have cut it back within a score. Point after, right down the middle. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Shuck now to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Here comes the Saints punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. On the return is Williams. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Out of the gun. Goff. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Value 3, value 3. Go, 12, let's go. 1-8.
The final shot before break here. Goff. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Bates' kick is good. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there. That was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. throwing, Shuck. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Now Shuck. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Offense is moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Second and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup. Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. Officially nothing on that one. No gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Called fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Shuck. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this one is right down the middle. I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it. And they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
2nd and 1.
Short pass here taken in by Laporta. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
18 yards. And the Lions.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. 20. 5. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point right down the middle. And that will tie our game here in the third. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Now a hit and a loose football. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And that one is his second fumble loss. Not a good look out of your return man.
And not only does he hurt the momentum for his team or even change momentum of the game, but now they've got a decision to make on his own sideline. Does he continue to do that? Do you keep him in that role, or do you bring someone else in at this time?
83 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
180. Go, 12, go. What's that?
Goff now looks to throw. Touchdown! 4 touchdown passes now for Jared Goff. And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
From the gun, Shuck. There's a short one caught by Johnson. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
They'll throw. Here's Shuck. And he'll get this one underneath to Kamara. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
A handoff running left is Mostert. And some room to work. Now he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. To throw is Shuck. Now he's going to step up and run. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Here's Shuck out of the shotgun. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the fourth quarter of play. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Jack Campbell with a pick. And the Lions are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday. Goff. That is caught by Laporta. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Gibbs straight ahead. Touchdown, Detroit! Jahmyr Gibbs saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Lions are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this 4th quarter lead.
Saints 31.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round, and they need to come up with something as they get this drive started. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
To throw now, Shuck. That is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Well, time, I mean, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about timeout on their side, but it certainly was on the defensive side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Like 20. Val, you won.
To throw is gone. And in for the Lions touchdown. Jamison Williams. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Lions continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
Lions 52. Saints 31.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. That one on the guard, Cesar Ruiz. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From the gun, Shuck. Open man is Tipton. And some room to maneuver. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs. Working out of the gun here, Shuck. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Aiden Hutchinson in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Second down.
Here's Shuck. Under pressure, and they got to him again. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Shuck. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be second down. Operating from the gun, here's Shuck. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, New Orleans.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. To the air again is Shuck. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Okay, so the personal foul penalty. And those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be fourth down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Walked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
Shuck here on fourth down. Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They look fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship.
And that's a great run, and this is where you've got a running back who feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the second half, you've got the lead, you're looking at moving on to the conference championship, and he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2.
It's a gain of 8.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. Brings up third down.
The Lions stay alive as we say thanks for watching and so long.